You know how lucky you are, boys. Back in the USSR. Oh, let me tell you. Years later, that still sounds amazing. They say with every story, there's always a beginning. Um, and so and that's true, especially when it comes to whether, you're a rock star or a superhero, there's always like an origin story of how everything begins. So, I like to tell my origin story of how I started to, collect music and stuff. So, my, my love for music and like collecting and stuff stems from my father. My father's his name is Ruben Padilla. That's a picture of him. This is taken like about a couple years ago. Sadly, he passed away last August. But it was him that really got me interested in doing collecting. He was a very big Beatles memorabilia um, expert. He was an expert in the whole field of all the amazing, like collectibles that came out for the Beatles. And he was like, for like the longest time, like the expert, and he would do, you know, a lot of these conferences and, like, um, events that surrounded with the Beatles. And so I remember coming into this room, which is my bedroom now. But I remember coming to this bedroom when I was like about 4 or 5 years old. I would take a nap in here, um, and at the wall right here, my dad would have like a lot of his 45s, um, all like nice and neatly, put together and pinned up on there. Of course, he wouldn't pin it through the 45, but like he knew a way to like make it nice and presentable. Because that's the kind of guy my dad was. And I just remember looking at those 45s and just being amazed by how amazing that they look. And and so I remember being same age. He gave me my first record player. It was like a white record player. I think it was from Radio Shack or something. And then this exact spot where my current record player is at now was my record player, and he gave me this album, Beatles 1967 to 1970. And he also gave me a 45, which was Nowhere Man by the Beatles. And I just remember just like looking at that orange and yellow swirl just going around the record table. Um, and also this beautiful apple just going around, just being mesmerized by it as a child. Like, wow, like this kind of plastic kind of object is playing music. It was totally amazing. It amazed me as a kid. And um and later on, at the age of 6, I progressed to playing cassette tapes. And so he started giving me cassettes of the Beatles, and I would play them all the time. And um and so but the difference between my father and I was like he collected the memorabilia. He didn't collect any of the like albums and stuff like that. He collected like the bobbleheads, the lunch pail, the record player, and stuff like that. But he was never the kind of person that had like a very big vinyl collection, or even as we got into CD era, CDs or cassettes. Um, so the way that I sort of got interested in it was, this is like probably when I was about 8 or 9 years old. We had a neighbor named Lee, and he invited us to his house one day, and he had a whole wall decked out of records, and just being amazed by how one person could have like about, I think he had probably like about more than 10,000 records, on his wall and nicely uniformed as well. I think he built his own shelf as well to put them in. And I remember seeing growing up that gave me like the idea, like, when I grow up, start making money, I want to have like a collection of records and anything myself. And so as that's all started towards the end of my high school, because I start to buy more CDs, and then I start to go to swap meets out in San Diego with my dad, and I will buy like records and 45s, and this was like around 2000 2001, and it'll be the thing where people were looking at this young kid and was like, why are you buying records? Aren't you young to listen to records, to vinyl? Buy a CD, listen to CDs or download from Napster. I was like, no, I like vinyl. I like the way that vinyl sounds. And I also, around that time, I repaired my grandmother's record player. And so I wanted to buy records for it. So as years went by, I was always buying 45s and records at swap meets and wherever I could get them at. Even my record store had records. And it was around this time that the vinyl resurgence hasn't happened yet. So I was going in there and basically just buying like records for about $5, which was very, very crazy, especially the records that I was finding over there. I think I found my first press of play um, vinyl issue for about $5, and a lot of other records that I will find and stuff. And plus, there were some bands that were coming out with records of their own. I mean, the first current band around that time that I bought a record was, let's see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. It was Spend the Night by the Donnas. And I remember like, wow, this is like on vinyl. So I bought it, took it home, and it was so great listening to this on vinyl. And so it was a thing where everybody was saying, like, why are you buying vinyl? Vinyl has been dead for years. Why are you getting that? These are not going to be here forever. But I said to myself, you know what? Vinyl will come back. And look where we are now, years later. Vinyl is back. And I like to think that I was like one of the first people that sensed the resurgence before the resurgence ever happened. I sensed it about probably 10 years before it happened. And so now have like a very big collection of records and CDs, and as well as my cassette tapes, as you can probably see. I love the Beatles a lot, so yeah, so that is sort of like my origin story of how I start to, go into collecting. And I like to think that my collection is still growing and it probably won't stop anytime soon. Because there's always so many great albums coming out, whether if it's reissues, first time on CD, on vinyl, or even some of the new artists that are coming out lately. Like I'm starting to like some of the current artists that are coming out. So, the the hobby continues, as they say, and I'm happy to continue to do that, and I'm looking forward to sharing what I have with you all, show you what I have, and go a little bit in depth into some of the things I have. And so, stay tuned on my channel, and stay tuned for more content from me. And having said that, thank you so much. And I'd like to also extend a big thank you to those that inspired me to do my channel. I'd like to thank, me and Mr. Mayo, Tim Allen, Tom Honeyati of Two Legs, Dusty Spins, Groovy Lisa, Captain Spaulding Records Revisited, AGK, Vinyl Life, and the many other people that I've been able to interact with here on YouTube. And so, and if you want to see some good stuff later on today, DJ Dusty Spins, he's gonna have like his Sunday spins in about 20 minutes, and then at 7 o'clock there's gonna be another string going on, put together by Patrick, aka the Vinyl Archivist. And then you can see me along with Dusty Spins, Groovy Lisa, AGK, and many others on Captain Spaulding's um, stream tonight at 8:30. So see you all there. Thank you so much for for watching this, and like supporting me in my new adventure of becoming a YouTube VC member, and happy to be part of this community and looking forward to doing some more. So thank you so much, and have a great one.